All right. So today at this opportunity meeting, we're going to talk about addiction and recovery because it's National Recovery Month. We're going to talk about the stats of addiction in Minnesota because that's where I live and a lot of us who are on the call are from. We'll talk about LifeVantage and its activating products as it pertains to addiction as well as other life concerns that we have. Today we have Jacquelyn Sheppard, a dear friend of mine, one of my mentors. She's an author of The Silent Takeover. She's a health counselor. She'll share her story, talk about the addictive personality, and talk about neurotransmitter imbalance and explain what's really going on at the cellular level. She'll talk about the NRF2 pathway. We'll discuss the LifeVantage business a little bit, and we'll give away some prizes at the end. So it shouldn't take too long. Hopefully, it'll be great information that you can benefit from, and you'll want to consider taking the products and sharing the information with others. So a little bit about my background. How did I get involved with LifeVantage? I got involved with LifeVantage through a study in Minnesota with people that are struggling with addiction. My husband and I have been in the ministry for over 20 years, and primarily it's with people with addiction. And we have had our own years of addiction in our own past. For me, it's been like sugar, flour, stuff that you don't really put in the category of addiction all the time, but it definitely has been an issue for me. So when I was part of the study, my benefit was that I lost the cravings to those kinds of food. Now, does my body physically look a lot different? Not so much yet because I'm working on my gut right now. That's where a lot of it's going to change. But the transforming experience from losing cravings and clearing up my mind has changed my life. And I'm just so thrilled about that. For my husband, he has said that he hasn't had vertigo since taking this activating product. And he also, his audiologist says he has nearly 100% hearing back again. So that's just incredible. So let's go back to, and we'll talk about a lot of the other studies, or the participant, their comments throughout this presentation. But I want to talk about Minnesota because that's where a lot of us are from. And because it's National Recovery Month, talk about addiction facts in Minnesota. In 2021, most adult Minnesotans, that is 59.5%, say they drink alcohol. 12% of 9th, 10th, and 11th graders are drinking it in the last 30 days. Fully alcohol attributed deaths increased by 158% between 2019 and 2000. About 9,000 of all inpatient hospitalizations in Minnesota were for alcohol attributed conditions. And I can speak on that directly. I do a lot of mentoring with women who are coming out of addiction, and I have been to the hospital in the last 3 months, 3 times in the emergency room with women who have potentially overdosed. In 2020, 560 people died from fentanyl overdoses in the state. That rose to 834 the next year in 2021. And I can say from the study that we monitored, people lost their cravings to fentanyl in the first 30 days. Opiate-involved overdose deaths among Minnesotans increased 43% from 2020 to 2021. And the number of deaths had more than doubled since 2019. We see people addicted to opiates every day. I have a young lady right now that I'm working with, and it's crippling. It is terrible. And so I'm so glad that we have this activating product that can help set us free from that and change our cells. Nearly 1 in 3 adults have either a substance use disorder or mental health illness in the past year. 1 in 3 adults. 46% of young adults, 18 to 25, have either a substance use disorder or any mental illness. So that's in Minnesota. I know there's a couple people from out of state. So this isn't, it's right in our backyard. It probably is in our house. You all probably know somebody or maybe are somebody that have been struggling and you want to share this information. And so I'm glad you're here tonight because the study concluded that being on Protandim changes our cells, and it changes our lives because of the reduction of oxidative stress. Now, beyond Protandim, so Protandim is from the company LifeVantage, and this is the opportunity meeting to learn more about LifeVantage and the Protandim and other products that they offer. So families turn to LifeVantage when they have a health goal and need a solution, when they want to feel better and age well, when they want activation versus supplementation. LifeVantage was founded in 2003 and known for its flagship product, the Protandim NRF2 Synergizer on shelves, but on shelves it wasn't moving very fast. Leadership saw an opportunity to be relational and change the marketing strategy through networks of people like you and I. I've taken the product. I like my results. I want you to know about it. That's how that works. 30 million the first year, over 100 million the second year. By the third year, $250 million in revenue. It is a debt-free company, which is great. LifeVantage grew into an international publicly traded company within the first 5 years. Products are now sold by over 50,000 consultants sharing the information in 17 countries and 4 continents. Their information, the science is incredible. It's published by independent studies, reviewed and validated. There are patent formulas on the Protandim and now in the liquid collagen together. It's on NASDAQ, so it's a publicly traded company. The leadership is phenomenal, and we grow in our leadership ability just by being on these teams. It's just a wonderful family to be a part of. The compensation is excellent. They take, they create volunteer opportunities and service projects for us around the world. So LifeVantage offers solutions that address physical, mental, emotional, and financial health. That's just a little bit my view into what I see LifeVantage is. Some more comments about people that were taking the Protandim that I've been documenting. A husband and wife struggling with fertility shared that they're pregnant after taking it for 30 days. And I can tell you today, they just had their baby. That's pretty amazing. I mentioned the fentanyl. Someone says, I realize I haven't had naps all week after taking it for 8 weeks. I used to smoke 4 packs of cigarettes a week, now down to 1.5 packs only at work after 30 days. Drinking alcohol made me sick while I'm on this activator. After 6 months, my blood pressure went down. Brain fog gone, no longer overwhelmed. More energy able to complete tasks. No more knee cramps, and that alone is worth the money subscription. I'm off my diabetic meds. I've noticed I haven't had vertigo in 6 months. I don't have cravings for alcohol after 19 years of drinking. When I stopped taking this Protandim for a month, my anxiety and drinking all came back. As soon as I got back on it, I felt calm, don't crave it, and could focus on my family and the mission that I have my life about. Taking this yellow pill, I was able to get off my meds for depression, insomnia, bulimia, anorexia a year later. So the question I want to pose is, how's your health? Obviously, you care about health because you're here, because you know this is an information session about health. Are you losing your memory? Are you having trouble sleeping? How's your digestive issues? How's your immune health? You can optimize it through the activating products of LifeVantage. How's your focus? Are you tired in the afternoon? You can achieve more through the activating products of LifeVantage. How is your gut doing? How's your skin? You can look radiant through the products of LifeVantage. All right, so I'm going to show you. If you were in my living room, I'd be showing you this bottle right now. So this is the Protandim bottle. It has 30 caplets. And Protandim NRF2 is known for reducing oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. And Jackie will tell us more about that in a minute. And then we have the AM and PM Life Rise AM and Reset PM. These products are activating our circadian rhythm. So we actually need the right amount of nutrition and vitamins at the certain time of day to be up when the sun is up and to go to sleep when the sun goes down. And science shows that having the right amount at the right time makes all the difference. And so LifeVantage, they have their own research team. They partner with the Linus Pauling Institute, and they've come up with the formula for this. And I can say after being up for 4 days, my sleep and waking cycle was changed. So it's incredible. One of the newest products is their Look Radiant line is called the True Science Liquid Collagen. It comes in this nice brown bottle, and you can buy it in a couple different quantities. In clinical trials on key ingredients showed improvements after 8 weeks of people increasing their collagen density by 40%. It increases the catalase or antioxidant by 202%. It increased the skin moisture by 18%, increases your brightness by 5%, smoothness by 10%. It decreased the depth of crow's feet by 22%. So what's in this is it's ruby quinoa activators, fish collagen replenishes, and citrus and berry blend maintains. And Jackie, remind me how many collagen peptides? I believe it's 8.
It's 10 different types of collagen.
10 different types of collagen that's made. So this is telling our body to make its own collagen.
Right.
Yeah. So not only do you look shinier on the outside, your skin is smoother, all of that wonderful stuff, your gut is being changed. And as our gut is being changed, then other health benefits start occurring in our whole body. And that's why this patent is now out there for LifeVantage on the combination of Protandim and liquid collagen, because they're seeing results that they never expected, which is wonderful on the landscape of health for our friends and family. Another product that I really like is if you want to achieve more, drink their Axio. How many of you are drinking a cup of coffee or 2 or 3 maybe in the afternoon? Or maybe you're grabbing a soda or something like that, or even an energy drink. None of those are necessarily great for us, right? Well, this Axio, it gets you motivated. You don't have the afternoon lull that a coffee would typically bring you to have. It improves your mental endurance and mental acuity. It improves your concentration and memory retention. It has B vitamins, DMAE, L-theanine, quercetin, green tea extract, pine bark extract. It supports the neurotransmitter function and the brain's resilience to stress. And there's a variety of flavors, so they taste really good. So these are some of the top products that I personally have appreciated. There is a whole website that the consultant that invited you tonight has. Each one of the consultants has their own website, and they can show you all the products and find the best activating products that suit your needs for your health goals. In the month of September, new consultants, there's a special for liquid collagen for you to share. New consultants that enroll with a product pack in September receive a free 20 count of liquid collagen with your October subscription. So that's really a great opportunity for new consultants. And then new and existing customers and consultants in September, when you enroll an initial order of $150 or more, you'll receive this AM and PM for free. And then the next number of months as the year continues, which will be October, November, December, you'll pay half of the subscription. So you'll get you'll get 2 for the price of 1 for the next 3 months. And that's an unbeatable deal that you can participate in with that product. So at this time, Jackie, if you could just share your part of your story and your science. I think if we have time, we can go back to the video, but let's just go into your part now.
Okay, Mary. First of all, let me tell you all that Mary had a beautiful set of slides put together to teach from. So you want to make sure that you text her or email her or let her know in the chat that you want her to send you those slides.
So I'm going to put my number in the chat group, and if you would text me 612-385-1870. just text me your name and that you'd like the slides, and I'll be happy to send the full presentation to you. That'd be great. Thank you, Jackie, for that reminder. Just
Yeah.
as a point of reference, Jackie's an author of The Silent Takeover. She's a health counselor of 60 years. She is a mother, an educator, a researcher, a life learner, and a wonderful teacher. So Jackie, thank you for your time.
I'm delighted, Mary. We're going to talk about two things fairly rapidly because we want to leave enough time for your questions and answers. I have been taking this nutraceutical next February will be 14 years. I was introduced to it when I was 67 years old, and I had short-term memory loss. It had gotten so serious, my children didn't want me out after dark. And I was proverbial, telling the same story over and over, asking the same questions. And so at this point, Rosalie, she'll be able to help you with that a little bit later, probably. And so at this point, I had 60 years of study about free radicals. And I knew that this term, oxidative stress, that you probably already heard mentioned, I knew what it meant. But I also knew that the antioxidants that were out there that were supposed to be taking care of oxidative stress were not working for people. Because when you've been in a field, let's see, that was 2010, I had been studying in this field since their 80s. I knew that it just wasn't working for people. So when I was introduced to the ABC Primetime, which Mary may have time to show at the end of this program for you, just a 3-minute clip. We don't know, we've had techie problems. I knew that there wasn't another pill like this in the world, or I would have known about it. Why was this pill so unique? Because in a blood test, now you can't fool a blood test. It's not opinionated. It's not going to just give you its opinion. It's going to give you a fact. In a blood test, taking one tablet once a day for 30 days would drop oxidative stress an average of 40%. And in 120 days, it would drop it an average of 70%. So at that point, watching the blood test, I realized, okay, there's not another pill like this in the world, and I'm going to take it. Within just a few weeks, my life began to change. I began to have more energy, more mental focus. Chronic back pain was gone after 2 months. But the most important thing for me was in about 6 months, my brain was back. Now, how could a pill do that? Well, it does one thing in your body. Now, we're talking about the little blue bottle that Mary held up, the NRF2 activator protandem. How could taking one of these once a day with a meal change that much in my body? Well, let's see. I'm going to try to share my screen. As I said, we've had lots of techie problems, and we're going to see if we can pull this up. Mary, what are you seeing there?
No, I don't see anything. It's a blank screen.
Try it again here. We have had our share of this today. So let me try one more thing here and see if it will.
It's completely black. I don't see anything.
You can't even see me now, can you?
Oh, I see the group of our guests, but I don't see any screen.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's try one more time and see if it's going to do it. What do you see now, Mary?
It's just black. It says Jackie Sheppard has started the screen share, but there's nothing I don't see anything that you're showing.
Okay.
So we're on the same, let's continue without it.
If you go to the National Medical Library, which is Pub, P as in Paul, U, B as in Bob, med.gov. This is where clinical studies from all over the world are reviewed and published if they hit a certain level, a criteria. If you go to that site and you type in the word oxidative stress, what is oxidative stress? It's accumulation, abnormal cells in your body that overwhelm the enzymes that your body naturally makes. And this gets worse and worse as you age. It's actually what causes aging. When you type in the word oxidative stress, you're going to find over 350,000 peer reviewed, which you're going to have to multiply times 3 because they have to have 3 peer reviews to be published here in the National Medical Library. You're going to find that many studies on oxidative stress. And you're going to find, if you then put a dash in any disease you want to study, you can put in diabetes 2, you can put in autism, you can put in depression, you can put in addiction. Oxidative stress dash addiction, for example. You're going to find clinical studies indicating that at the very root cause of over 300 physical, mental, emotional, and addictive disorders, the culprit is oxidative stress. So it doesn't really take a rocket scientist to know that if over 300 physical, mental, emotional, addictive disorders have the root cause of oxidative stress, that if you can lower oxidative stress, especially as much as an average of 40% in a month, you might just get better. If you can drop oxidative stress an average of 70% in 120 days, you might get a whole lot better. And that's all I did. I started taking it, but when I began to have the results that I had, I wanted everyone I knew and loved to take it. And then in my deeper studies of it, I began to discover one of the most wonderful things that I've come to know about in health is that we can change addiction. Now, we are body, soul, and spirit. So some of you have you're in wonderful recovery programs, or you know Mary and Colin and others that work with the spirit and the soul. However, there's been very little understanding of addiction in the body. And when I say that, it's because since probably about 1874, people have been taught that they had an addictive personality. That the reason they were addicted to drugs or alcohol or whatever was that they had addictive personality. That's not true. What you have is an addictive body, and it has to do with the neurotransmitter glutamate. Now, we were going to hopefully share a little video about that. You can get on YouTube, go to Dr. Joe McCord Addiction, and you can watch this yourself, where he talks about a study they did on cocaine and nicotine with mice, and how that after they addicted the mice to cocaine and nicotine and examined their brains, they found out, and this was a historical finding, that the particular neurotransmitter glutamate, which is your foundational neurotransmitter, that chemical soup up in your brain that makes you feel the way you do about things, that it was being affected by, that it was primarily affected so that anyone who had this abnormality, this malfunction, would be a sitting duck for addiction. And how then they showed what happened when they gave the mice Protandim. and the mice weaned themselves off of cocaine and nicotine. And I often say without any counseling. It's important to know that there's a problem in your body, and that problem was in your body before you became an addict. It was also that problem in your body before you became diabetic, or before you had hypertension, or before you had asthma. So, with working with this together, we have been able to offer hope. And since this is the National Recovery Month, it's so important to me tonight to say, if you know someone with an addiction problem, let's treat it body, soul, and spirit. So many people are freed spiritually, and maybe they have recovered in their mind, their will, and their emotions, but they continue to crave every day. Can you imagine how wonderful it is when they are freed of the craving? Now, how does as Mary said, we have so many products. Our products are activators, they are not supplements. So what happens is when you use one of the activators from laboratory at LifeVantage, then your cells get what they need to do what they were designed to do. That's exactly how the collagen works in your body. If you think of yourself as a skeleton covered with collagen, then therefore what the quality of your collagen is so important. And as you age, as you lose collagen, it begins to show everywhere. Of course it shows outside, but it also shows inside. And so many gut issues are simply a matter of the body's slowdown in making collagen. We have DNA, and we're not going to get real sciencey tonight because we're fixing to head to questions and answers. But when your DNA is damaged, it has to send the message to your survival genes that the DNA is damaged. How does that work in the body? If you think of a little cell, and some of you have seen me do this illustration before, every little cell has these little cup-like receptors. And when nutrients or whatever comes along, this little cell's supposed to grab it, put it in a lock and key, and use this to make whatever it is. Make a thyroid or glue or whatever. These little receptors, they counterfeits, but those counterfeits lock that cell, that little entrance to the cell. It's like putting a key in a lock that the key will go into the lock, but it won't open it. And so then that little cell is not able to do what it's designed to do. But what happens with Protandim, the NRF2 activator, every cell in the body, when it comes along, it says, come on in. And then the first thing it does is it begins to activate. If you don't believe me, Google it when we get off. It activates that. It goes right into your DNA, and then it does a little check. It does a little check to say, damaged DNA in here? Okay, there's some damaged DNA in this particular cell. And then that little signaling molecule takes the message. Your cells talk to each other. It takes that little message over to your survival genes. And then your survival genes, which are activated by this signaling molecule, will tell your cells, make more antioxidant enzymes, activate the immune system, do whatever has to be done to heal that DNA. So this is why some of us, after we started taking this nutraceutical, we've taken it every day. Now, there have been a few days when I forgot it. I never forgot our company has, but there have been times when I've forgotten it. But not very many, because within just a few days, the brain confusion, aches and pains, everything comes back. So when you have such a plethora of amazing products like we offer with LifeVantage, sometimes you have to make a choice. I say the most important product we have is NRF2. Let's lower the bad guys. And then if you want to take our products and you can't afford it, Mary and I and others on this call are committed to helping you earn what you need, because how do you put a price tag on your health? You've heard the old expression, if you lose your health, you lose everything. So we want you to be as healthy as possible, and we'll do everything that we can to help you. Mary, let's go to questions and answers, unless there's something else you want me to cover.
Well, yeah, let's do the quiz real quick, and then we'll do questions and answers, because I wanted to just go off of what you were talking about. And we have 2 prizes tonight. We're going to give $50 away to 2 different people towards future subscription or future one-time purchase of a product in the month of September. And so based on what Jackie was saying, the first 2 people that can answer the question correctly of what % is oxidative stress reduced by taking Protandim in the first 30 days?
40%.
Yeah, see one person.
Who
Oh,
was that?
I just said it.
Oh,
I was
Nikki.
asking it. Okay, so the instructions were to put it in the message so I could see everybody's answers to it. Okay, that's fine.
Hilarious.
Let's just check here. So Chris Resch said 40%, and then I heard Nicolette say 40%. Okay.
Okay, we actually have 2 winners there. So
Yeah.
let's go into the next question, Mary, and hold on the fact that we had 2 winners there.
Okay. All right. So the next question is, let's see, Rosalie was trying to speak, but let's unmute you so you can. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I said 40%
You said
immediately. She wasn't even done talking, and I said 40%.
Yeah. So.
But the mute was on, so nobody heard me.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you for.
I think, Mary, you want them to type it in the chat
I
box.
wanted to everybody. Yeah, just to not to avoid confusion. So
I don't know where that chat. Where's that
That's
chat
okay.
box again?
Well, on my screen, it's to the right side of the big group, but it might be
I just
different.
keep.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's all good. Okay. All right. So the next question is, what's the benefit of this AM and PM rise and reset for? What does it do to our bodies? Type it in, please. Reset circadian rhythm, says Chris Rush. Give nutrition the right time, says Rosalie. Okay. All right. Okay. Well,
Good job, all
okay.
of them.
So I will be in touch with all of you who responded there, and we'll
We'll get your prizes to you.
Prizes that way, okay? Yeah. So let's open up. Let's have some time of questions and answers. So anything goes. So whatever questions you have, please ask.
So I can talk now?
Yeah.
The only reason I sent you that chat earlier was
I'm gonna actually hold on one second. I'm gonna